In this exercise, you will modify your 2D phone into a 3D solid model using the join, extrude, and chamfer edge commands. The appearance of the 3D model will be enhanced using the materials, visual styles, and renders commands. You can see the 3D phone that we're going to create on the screen now. We'll begin by opening up the myPhone2 drawing that we had previously created, and there are 3 versions of this phone. I'm going to put a crossing window around the 2 on the right and delete them. The inside polyline here of arcs and lines can be deleted. I do want to join the outside edge of this phone into one entity. So I'll type in join, I'll select those lines and arcs, I'll hit enter, and now it's one entity. I'll do the same thing using the join command to join the lines and arcs in the slot. This time I'll use a crossing window, and now that is also one entity. I want to see how this looks in 3 dimensions. It's currently only 2 dimensions. Notice I'm in the 3D Basics workspace, and using the View cube on the top right here, click on the Home button, you can see a 3D view of it. Now there's nothing in the 3rd dimension, which is my Z-axis. I'm going to do that by extruding down a distance of 0.3. I can get to the extrude command from the create panel in the 3D Basics workspace, or I can just type in extrude. It asks me to select the object. I will. I'll hit enter, and then I can just type in minus 0.3, and it'll extrude down in the negative Z direction 0.3. I also want to extrude the slot, the screen, and the 3 buttons up by a distance of 0.015. I'll go back into my extrude command. I'll select those entities, slot, screen, and 3 buttons, 1, 2, 3. I'll hit enter, and then again I'll type in the distance, 0.015. This time it's in the positive direction, and so it comes up. I want to put a chamfer around the outside edges of my phone, and I can do that using the chamfer edge command, which is available from the edit panel here. There's the command, chamfer edge, or I can just type in chamfer edge at the command line. I need to type in D for distance here to set the chamfer distance, which happens to be 0.04. That's distance 1, and another 0.04 for distance 2, ensuring that I have a chamfer with 2 equal distances, creating a 45-degree chamfer, which is what I want. I'll select an edge, and then from the command line I'll type in L, enter, to get into the loop option. This allows me to pick an arc on that loop, and it automatically loops it all the way around for me. I'll hit enter and enter again to accept that chamfer. I'll go back into chamfer edge and do the same thing. Notice that the distances 1 and 2 of 0.04 are currently the default. I'll pick the bottom edge this time, L, enter, to get into the loop option, and then I'll select an edge on that loop, hit enter, and hit enter again to accept the chamfer. If I want to see what this looks like in a different visual style, different appearance, I can use the visual styles Manager to do that. To get to the Visual Styles Manager, I can type in Visual Styles, and it comes up as a palette. Notice the current visual style is the 2D wireframe. I could click on Conceptual, I could click on Hidden, if I scroll down I could click on Realistic, Shaded, Shaded with Edges, Shades of Gray, Sketchy, Wireframe, and X-ray. I like the realistic one best, so I'm going to come back and click on realistic. Notice, I'll go ahead and close, well, I'll leave the Visual Styles Manager open, but notice at the top left corner in the drawing area here, I can also change the visual styles here. I can pick 2D wireframe, or conceptual, or realistic. So different ways to change the visual styles. I now want to apply a material to my screen and my slot and my buttons. To do that, I'm going to use the Materials Manager. I can get to it by typing in Materials. That will bring up the Materials browser palette, and it lists out all the materials that are available. I want to look for the proper material here, and so I can use my library. For instance, I want to select glass for my screen, and I'm going to use this clear blue glass. I'll click and drag it over onto the screen. For my 3 buttons, I want to use a plastic material, and I'll scroll down and look for a purple color, smooth purple, and then I'll click and drag that onto each of the 3 buttons. For the slot, I also want to use a plastic material. This time I'm looking for a smooth black plastic. There's a coarse textured black. Here's a fine textured black. I'll click and drag that onto the slot. And immediately you see the proper appearance of those materials in the realistic view. If I went back to the 2D wireframe, you would not see those materials. After we've applied materials, we can also render our drawing. And rendering allows us to produce photorealistic models that have lights and shadows and materials applied to them. I'm going to close out the Materials browser and type in render at the command line. And that produces a render of my model. Now there's lots of other options that you can do in rendering. And if you want to do more with rendering, I would suggest clicking on the Render tab. Notice you can adjust the quality of your render. Perhaps I want a high quality. And I could also render a region. The region will be defined by me with this window, And after I click on it, it renders it. Notice the quality here is much better. I could also render the entire thing, and then I can save this rendered file as different image format types. I'm going to select a JPEG, .jpg, and I'm going to call this myPhone render, and I'll go ahead and save this myPhone render. I'll save it to the desktop. And then I can go ahead and I can open that JPEG file from my desktop. Here it is, using a number of editing software such as Photoshop or Paint. For instance, if I right click on the file, I can say open with, and I'll use Paint. And there it is, and then you can do additional editing to that file. So that's a rendered file created in AutoCAD. And we'll go ahead and stop here.